So, I have got another absolute crazy testimony for you guys of the power, the grace, the glory of Jesus Christ and what it has done for me. So, I have to tell you about what happened today. I'm going to do this in my car because it is about my car. So, I am literally so lucky to be alive right now. I am, because what happened today was I went to church as normal. I drove 40 minutes, and I did the service and came out, and one of the other Christians pointed out that my car tire at the back was pretty much flat. So I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of the church car park because my tire is completely flat? So lucky there was another Christian there who had a pump, so they pumped it up for me, which I was very grateful for. And I just couldn't believe that it was flat, and I had driven all the way on the highway to go to church this morning with pretty much an almost flat tire. So that was the first thing. And we looked in the back and we noticed that there was some air coming out of it. So there was like a little piece of metal that was stuck in it. So I had to take it to the garage to get it fixed, to get it taken off, to get a new tire put on. So basically, I took it to the garage, and the mechanic told me, he's like, "You are so lucky." He's like, "Something was looking out for you." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It was Jesus Christ. He saved my life today," because the mechanic took the tire off, and not only was it leaking air with a piece of metal stuck in it, but it was also having a type of puncture bubble on the inside, which you couldn't see with your eyes. It had that on the inside. I'm going to show you a photo in a minute so you can see. So basically, the tire could have actually exploded this morning when I was driving to church. It could have very easily exploded because this is how it looked. So I'll show you now. This is literally how my tire looked on the inside, this massive bubble. So as the mechanic said, he was like, it could have exploded at any time when you were driving on the highway. And I was actually driving very fast this morning because I wanted to clean my car out because I hadn't driven in a while. So not only was I driving super fast on the highway with this bubble that I didn't know was there because it was on the inside of my tire, but I also had a tire, the same tire, which was actually almost flat because it had a hole in it with a piece of metal. So Jesus Christ and the higher realms worked overtime to protect me, because lately I've been parking my car on the curbside, which has worn down the air. Because this is the thing, I could have actually driven differently recently. I could have done it all differently, and then I would have gone and I would have just pumped up the air so that it was fine. But I didn't notice that it was deflated for a reason. I've been parking on the curbside lately for a reason, because the higher realms and Jesus Christ worked through me to orchestrate everything in my life so that I was protected. So that's why I didn't notice that my tire was flat when I was driving this morning. That's why I've been parking on the curbside recently, which has taken the air out more of the tires, because otherwise I would have just pumped it up and I would have just kept going, and I wouldn't have known that this was essentially on the inside of my tire. So it's just crazy, because you know what? All those people out there that are not spiritual or not Christians, this was not good luck. This was the grace of Jesus Christ. And by him, I am saved and I'm lucky to be alive and I'm all right. So I just wanted to tell this testimony because it's just so crazy, and I'm so grateful that I'm all right, because it really could have gone wrong this morning. And of course, it's the attacks from the devil. It's the devil attacking me. It's the devil attacking my life, and it's people doing witchcraft on me and things like that. But witchcraft and demons cannot touch a Christian. It cannot touch someone who's saved, someone who is living to be righteous. And I do make my mistakes sometimes. I mean, if I go through a difficult time and I struggle, sometimes I make mistakes and I'm prone to sin, like many humans are prone and tempted to sin. But I do my best to live in obedience and to live in a righteous place and to preach, the word, and I do my prayer and I do the rest of the bits of what it is to be a Christian. So Christians cannot be touched by demons, by witchcraft, by the devil's assignments. We are protected on another level that people really don't understand, because it just doesn't make sense. The mechanic couldn't believe it today. He was like, you were really he wasn't Christian, but he was like, you were protected by something. He's like, something had it out for you. I was like, yes, it was Jesus Christ. And then he was telling me about his story about when he came back to life and he almost died. And so anyway, that was another conversation. But yeah, I just wanted to share this testimony with you all, because it's not good luck, because every single thing up until this point was the higher realms, was Jesus Christ working through me, so that it played out in exactly the way it played out today. Because if it didn't play out like that, and I didn't drive to church with almost flat tire, I would have just pumped it up and kept going, and then it would have exploded one day on the highway on me. So everything plays out for a reason. And I was also singing and listening to worship music when I drove to church today, which I always do when I drive to church. So that protected me as well, because when you're driving and you're listening to your worship Jesus music and for the Holy Spirit, it protects you. And it's actually protected me quite a few times from car accidents as well. I've been listening to my Jesus music and worshiping, singing, praising him, and it's protected me from car accidents as well. So, that's the power of worship as well, because I was worshiping the whole time driving. I was singing, and yeah. So I'm grateful as well for my fellow Christians in the car park who also helped me out, because one guy was the one that pointed it out, saying it was flat. Obviously I wouldn't be able to drive anyway because it was at 0, but one of the guys pointed it out, and then there was another couple there. They came and they were like, yeah, of course, we'll pump it up for you. So, it's so nice as well to be in a community of people like that, because Christian people are wonderful, amazing, good Samaritans, and they will help you. So yeah, that's my story from today. I think I thought I had it all with testimonies, but then Jesus just pops out another crazy experience, and it just like really opens up my mind, because it's not by might or power, but it's by the Spirit that we are saved, as the gospel says. So, we walk by our faith. We don't walk by sight of physical things we see and physical confirmations. We walk by faith, and we live by faith that everything is going to be all right, because it is. So yeah, that's pretty much my testimony, guys. I hope that this has moved you. It's another show of the power of Jesus Christ, and I am so lucky and appreciative to have so much grace on my life like I do, and to have everything the way it is. So I'm so grateful, I'm so appreciative, I'm so lucky to be alive. And that's pretty much everything.